What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin with our second to last X-Men month review. Today we're reviewing X-Men Days of Future Past Doomsday, which is a 2023 graphic novel. It was a 4-issue miniseries. This goes for what does it go for? 16 US, 20 Canadian. Written by Marc Guggenheim, and I'm guessing art by Manuel Garcia. This is rated teen plus. This is basically a prequel slash sequel to the classic X-Men Days of Future Past, which we reviewed that graphic novel on the channel if you want to check it out. See, we even have the exact same cover. So yeah, who did the art? It was Manuel Garcia. Which I'm not a huge fan of the art, to be honest. So this is written by Marc Guggenheim, who was, I guess, is famous mostly for working on Captain America, but he also worked on the Squadron Supreme omnibus I reviewed. And even though like some people don't like that miniseries from like, I think it was like a series from like 85, I really enjoyed it. But like, I was seeing how this was like a graphic novel from last year, the modern year. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, but it was actually pretty good. So it starts off really dark and depressing. Like, you have like Cyclops is blind, has no eyes. You have like the survivors of the X-Men survivors are fleeing from like Sentinels. And one by one, they're getting killed. You have the kids of Colossus and Kitty Pryde, which, how original is this? They have them like, this one has the powers of the mom, and this one has the powers of the dad. So the fact that they put that much thought into their powers makes you, pretty much tells you right away that, okay, these kids are gonna die, which they do. Bam! So yeah, you have kids murder right away. So yeah, there's gonna be spoilers, by the way. There's gonna be spoilers, but I'm gonna keep this review short. But yeah, so yeah, basically, we get the events leading up to Days of Future Past, where Kitty Pryde has to go back in time to stop the assassination of Robert Kennedy. And we see all the events leading up to it that cause humanity to basically create the Sentinel program and, you know, put mutants in concentration camps and killing them and stuff. Which I'm surprised they weren't straight up killing the mutants in concentration camps. They weren't. They were just in prison. Which we have the whole thing where, like, leading up to that, like, Steve Rogers resigned as Captain America and has this debate against this Trask guy, the son of the inventor of the Sentinels, on public television, talking about the dangers of mutants, right? And obviously Steve is against you know, regulating mutants, and this guy's for it. And this debate was like, I kind of liked how they showed this, they portrayed this debate, because there's like, oh yeah, this guy's being evil or racist. Steve takes the lefty, dumb, emotional, you know, approach, while this guy used facts and logic. This isn't prejudice, Captain. It's common sense. Which, oh my god. So like, okay, so like, obviously, like, so obviously this guy won because like the guy was using simple facts, while this guy's like, oh no, this is bad. Which he should have taken the approach, hey, regardless of whether mutants are dangerous or not, they're still people, right? So we should, like, they are entitled to basic human rights and stuff. So it's like, yeah, he should have taken that approach. Which this is also a really dumb scene where like Spider-Man basically gets killed by a mob in front of Avengers Mansion. This was so retarded, dude. Like, oh my god. This is more retarded than when like Hulk like Hulk, like than me believing that Hulk could win. Sorry, that Colossus could win a fight against Hulk, which he didn't, but it was supposed to be close. So yeah, that was dumb. There's also a scene where I'm just gonna go through the highlights. There's a scene where, like, you know, Colossus, like, Magneto is trying to take over the nuclear arsenal again. Just like in the first issue of X-Men. And they stop Jean Grey, Shadowcat, and Cyclops sneak onto this plane that Mastermind hijacked, where Jean Grey accidentally kills Mastermind and rigs the nukes to explode. And Shadowcat was able to save Cyclops, but couldn't save Jean Grey because Jean Grey needed to contain the blast. And this is where like Cyclops loses his eyes because the radiation burns through his eyes, just like in Dune Messiah, if you ever read that book. But I don't get, so if like she was able to save him from like dying by phasing through him, then how come he still lost his eyes and she didn't? Like, what the fuck? So I didn't get that. Especially since he's wearing a visor. So yeah. I really like this scene, that Jean Grey funeral. Like, Magneto shows up and like Wolverine pulls out a plastic gun with plastic bullets too. And he's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. and for some reason Cyclops does not wear glasses. He's like, yeah, everybody can just see my eye, like I have no eyes. Like, what the fuck? That's kind of gross. Obviously, this was like a reference to, they got this idea from the Kurt Busiek. I think it was Kurt Busiek wrote like a Marvel horror graphic novel. Basically, what happened if the Marvel universe, basically everybody turned on their superheroes, right? And Professor Xavier became president and locked up all the mutants, right? Except for Wolverine, who became a drunk. And Spider-Man died of radiation. Like, oh, it was like super dark and like grotesque and shit. I saw like a video essay on it. It was really good. But yeah, this was obviously, they were they got that from that, because like this guy was, Cyclops was in prison, had his eyes removed. So yeah. So yeah, I don't want to go like break down the whole fucking thing, dude, because but yeah, it was, I would say it was really good for what it was. I was surprised how good it was. My major problem with the book is the art. The art's a little weak, and my other major problem with it is that obviously there was a lot of stuff they had to go through. So the book has this super fast pace where the main writer is like narrating all these events and shit. So it's kind of like, okay, man, like this, you had a lot of cool material in this that they could have made this into like a 6 or 8 issue miniseries, and it would have been almost on par with like Earth X, Marvel's, like all the Kino Marvel universe stuff. They could have done that, but instead they had this rush, like this rushed miniseries with mediocre art. No offense, dude. Which, it's not too bad, but yeah, it's very mediocre art, and it's like, wow, this could have been really great, dude. Like, it could have been if it wasn't just so rushed. So yeah, if I were to give this a rating, it's like, this could have, if they had flushed it out and got like a good artist, this would have been like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, but like, holy fuck, maybe not a 9 out of 10, but like, definitely, because I was surprised how good the dialogue was for the most part. But they also did the thing where like, oh, Kitty Pryde, and like you have like Kitty Pryde was like the main character, just like, well, Days of Future Past, didn't she die right away? I can't remember. But yeah, it's been a while since I read Days of Future Past. But yeah, it could have been good, could have been great. But you know, for whatever reason they decided, oh, let's just rush it out and put it out there. So I'll give it a 7, even though art-wise, the art really pushes this down, but otherwise, this was a really good read for what it was. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So that's it for this review, guys. Our last review for X-Men month, which will be coming on Sunday, is Astonishing X-Men Xenogenesis, which this was supposed to be the finale for X-Men month, but I watched the thing. I binge watched the whole thing really early this month, so I'm like, yeah, it's not like I don't remember what happened, but it would be, I would feel like I would have to rewatch the whole thing again just to get it right, and this was like 5 hours. So I just say, dude, this is like a 9 out of 10. Get it? You can get this for $10, by the way. It might even be on YouTube for all I know. So yeah, this is going to be the final review for X-Men month. Peace out. Bye, guys.